U.S. speeds up militarization of Iran's neighbors. Mm. With, I, with the American and Iran relations on the brink of war due to the news of nuclear program beginning to develop out of Tehran, Obama's administration insiders say the U.S. is about to cut an arms deal with a powerful American ally in the region. According to a report published today on the Wall Street Journal, American officials are finalizing a deal that would send advanced bunker buster bombs to to United Arab Emirates in the Persian Gulf. Separated by just a small strait, the UAE has strong ties with American authorities and could help launch an attack on nearby Iran in a moment's notice should a strike be ordered by President Obama. The move comes after a report from the UN nuclear watchdog, the International Atomic Energy Agency, that Western powers interpret as proof that Iran continues to develop nukes despite statement that any nuclear program is in the Islamic Republic was for peaceful purposes only. And Iran armed with nuclear weapons is an intolerable threat to regional and international security, and we remain determined to prevent that outcome. White House Press Secretary Jay Carney responded to reporters upon the release of the finding. Now let's slow up. Let's pause. Now, Iran has now been accused, or allegations has been made, that Iran has nuclear power plants, and I guess Iran is supposed to be building nuclear bombs. Sorry to say this, people, but it sounds like something that we heard before with weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. They don't have any proof. It's just assumptions. And yet we are stocking up our bombs to invade yet another country. Like the last line I read, just a few lines up. This airstrike or notice to attack can be ordered by President Obama, the same president that received the Nobel Peace Prize soon after being elected. So it's a possibility that he might go into a third war, which will hamper our economic stability even further. Let me go on to finish. Additionally, a report today in Politico suggests that the United States has also sold similar equipment to Israel, as word circulates that the Jewish state is at risk of warring with Iran. On Thursday, the White House Carney added that the Obama administration was looking at additional ways to apply pressure on Iran. Now, it's funny that all of these things is coming to the surface, this turmoil between the U.S. and Iran, with the point of possibly going to war or another major conflict, will come after the president of Iran spoke in front of the UN demanding that the people of Palestine be recognized as a state in the UN. Something that I'm sure pissed the people of Israel there, and as well as our president and his administration, because both Israel and the United States wanted to veto such an act that were proposed by the Palestinians. The president of Iran came up the following day in front of the UN and pretty much pushed through, stood up for Palestine, and as a result, the UN made their decision to go ahead with giving Palestinians their bid. I'm sorry, but it seems like to me this is a personal vendetta that our country, along with Israel, got pissed off, felt outdone, and since that incident, since uh, Palestine was the decision was made, regardless of what America and Israel uh, fought against. Um, the events that transpired afterwards were the alleged um, assassination of a Saudi Arabian here on American soil in D.C. that was orchestrated by people of Iran. Um, and now went from that where the United States felt that that was something that was major and that needed to be looked into. Like I said, it was, I would say, just weeks following the UN decision to allow Palestine to be recognized as a state, just weeks following the alleged assassination of a Saudi Arabian official here on American soil was orchestrated by the people or officials of Iran. So just recently, as I just read the report, now all of a sudden we have accusations that Iran has nuclear power plants and constructing nuclear bombs in Iran, and which will be an act of a possible invasion. Keep in mind, we heard the same story pertaining to Iraq with weapons of mass destruction. So, like I stated earlier, Iran is also one of those Arab countries that is financially sound. They are not affected by this global economy. Their economy more than likely has a surplus, like Libya, like a lot of African nations there that's being occupied or spied on by the West. To me, it's just a coincidence. But it's funny that, because I'm quite sure Israel is affected by this economy because they only have ties with Western nations. The Middle East don't really fool with Israel over there. That's why there's no peace in the Middle East. So, trying to connect the dots for you people. I'm trying to show you how don't get caught up in what we see on everyday news or what we don't see in everyday news. This is why Globally Speaking is here. This is why we exist, to bring you events that's going on around the world is not being brought to your attention. This will be our job, like I said, to bring the world together on one accord to raise the conscious level of our people and people of poverty that are affected by what these elites and these corporations and these big banks are doing to us. So that's my moment for sharing the events that's going on around the world and also within our nation. When we return, we'll discuss the topic of the week.